Welcome to the first episode of the Before the Blow Up podcast. It is January 24th, 2022. Happy Monday. We start every episode off by giving one quote each and then go from there. So today I'll be starting with my quote. With a new day comes new strength, new thoughts, and new opportunities. It's a very relieving feeling to know that every day you can start over, especially after days when you feel like you don't have anything going on, where you're completely lost. It really only takes a good moment or a good day to get back on track. And honestly, that's how it's been for me. This weekend, I got back on track. I'm feeling good. So where are you guys at?
Go, you can go.
So mine actually kind of has to do with yours, and it's very simple. As life is a gift. Like this week is a new beginnings. Every day is a new beginning. Every minute is a new beginning. So we should be proud, and this is a big start for us. Very exciting. Locked in, ready to go, get back to the grind. And I think all of us, we were in the same spot. We were struggling, and now we're here. We're back on the grind, getting back into it. So I'm just happy for all of us, proud of us, and now we get to show everyone our journey, and it's gonna be a fun journey that y'all can see.
Well, my quote is so it says progress, and then it's a semicolon. It says you may not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. So it's like you're although you're not where you want to be, you know that you still put in the work. So you know that you're gonna improve. So you're gonna get better each and every day, even though you might not feel like it. You're still getting better than your old self. You're better than your today. So tomorrow you're always improving. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I forgot what put me in that mindset where I texted you guys earlier and said I'm in like a dangerously powerful mindset. Yesterday, I was talking to Ashley. We went on a walk, and then, bro, the mindset I put myself in, I hyped myself up like you would not believe in the car on the way back, and I didn't even mean to do it because
I did the same exact thing.
Bro, because I went through that thought process, and I was like, all right, like all of us, the goal is we want to go pro, right? And there's a lot that we want to accomplish. We want to impact people's lives. There's so many things that we want to do. So when we're where we're at now, it can be discouraging sometimes. Like, I see where this one's at, or I know where I could be. I went through every area of my life, my relationship with myself, my relationship with Ashley, my relationship with you guys, my relationships with my family, where I was as a firefighter. I was just happy to get on the truck to a CO alarm. Now I'm like fully certified, gonna get my officer certs, going to car crashes, going to house fires, like actually doing stuff. Then for content, I was just telling you guys about the potential plan. I didn't even have the account made yet. Now I'm at 100,000 followers. Like, it's so like every single area of my life. Like, I have like thousands more like dollars than I had like last. It's every area of my life so much further ahead. And then sometimes I could still, if my mindset's not in the right place, tell myself I'm not getting anywhere. I'm not where I need to be. And that's, I think, where we were before. And now we're coming at it with the right mindset. Totally changes everything.
But I also think it's like the little things. Like, the little things really do matter a lot, especially like where we're at. Like, growing, we might not think it matters, but like the little parts of our life matter the most because it adds up at the end.
No, yeah, for sure. I think it's all about being grateful too. Like, I feel like we were almost being too greedy. Like, none of us, like, it's almost like we should, with the way our life's been, it lines up that we shouldn't be where we're at. But we're lucky enough to get the benefit, the gift from God, that we can actually, put the work in, put the time in, and like get the opportunity to try to go pro and like make it happen. And like with me, it's the surgery, like I didn't think I was gonna be able to walk, run, move. Now I'm in a situation where I could actually attempt to go pro again and put the time, put the work in, and like.
And now you're enjoying the process. Like, you're very grateful for being able to like do every single day and like going through it.
It's a different, like James said, it's a dangerous focus, man. It's a different type. Today, different type of locked in. Like, I woke up feeling great. Nothing could stop. Like, and we're back to that. Like, it's nice to know that we're back to that. We're locked in, new opportunities, new things.
It was also a very good weekend for all of us because like that was us planning, getting ready for this whole entire like next couple weeks, months, like.
For sure.
And I'm like, now it's like now it's here, it started, and bro, I couldn't be happier.
Nah, I couldn't agree more though with what you're saying with gratitude, man. I remember when I first had my concussions and I was like, I don't even want to play. I don't even want to play right now. Just let me suit up. I stopped. I couldn't even go to the game. I showed up to go on the bus to the game and they told me like the noise from the band, everyone, like it was too much. I need to go. I couldn't even go to the game. And they had this overtime win right at the rec center, not even at the high school field. So I heard them celebrating. I didn't get to go. I'm close enough to the rec field where I heard everyone celebrating the win and I had to go home. All I wanted to do, I just want to be on the field. I don't even need to be playing at that point. So now to be past high school football and I want to play pro. I want to be a starting quarterback pro. All I wanted to do is sit on the side. Like I couldn't even sit on the sidelines. So yeah, no, I definitely sometimes I get caught up and I'm like, yeah, I'm not where I want to be or I'm not doing enough. Now I'm like, I'm grateful to be in a position.
I'm hungry, bro. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Fuck. Like,
Yeah.
dude, like, I feel like with us, the three of us, our opportunities have been so limited and we haven't gotten the chance to show ourselves at all. Like, bro, we're some dogs, yo. Like, they don't know the minutes of time we put in. Like, bro, this is exactly what we talked about. Like that
we're
dog.
not sacrificing everything for nothing. Like we're doing this for a reason.
Yeah, bro. Like this is what I've been looking forward to. I know you guys have been looking forward to it. Like it's that time, yo. It's that time where we take that switch, we flip the switch, we go crazy, like put the work in. Like I know you guys are putting the work in, but like seeing you guys put the work in makes me put in more work. And I promise you, man, like we're gonna, this is gonna be all I can say.
Bro.
I know.
I'm excited.
Nah,
I'm very excited
too. And then because I'm trying to stay mindful that now we're having people watch us. So I don't want to just make it about us. I'm trying to think like how we're able to provide value. That's something that for anyone listening or watching, it's super important the people you keep around you. Your circle has a huge impact on who you are. My mom used to say all the time, like, tell me who your friends are, I'll tell you who you are. And that's why I used to be a bum. Because my friends were bummy. I was hanging around bummy people. You hang around bummy people, it's not long before you become a bum. You hang around millionaires, you hang around successful people, you're gonna get money, you're gonna have success. And that's the same thing with you guys. When we're all going in the wrong path, our mindsets were literally running into the same spot. All of us were going in the same spot. And then we all had to talk together. We all brought each other out of that mindset. And now we're all back on the right path again. If you're not hanging around the right people, this isn't going to happen. You don't start something like this, or you don't attempt to go pro if you got only negative people in your corner saying that no one's ever going to make it out of this town, saying that, you know, we're not ever going to become anything, everyone's against us, and lack of gratitude. Like it is super, super important. Your friends and the people you hang in your circle. I don't let anyone come around me with that energy. They're out.
Exactly. Especially the people that set their standards like below minimum. Like I want people that set their standards and their expectations very high, because like I want to lead those expectations. I want people like around me to want to get to those standards every day. And that's exactly what you're saying. And I feel you.
No, yeah. I mean, it's like with us, like we've all been through that rough patch where we went through hanging out with people that we shouldn't be around, and like we were people that we weren't. Like we knew we weren't ourselves. And I think this just shows like the biggest thing about finding a good friend group is you got to find the people you relate with. Like we all relate because we've not only because of our goals, but because of what we've gone through in our lives and like the situations we've had to go through. Like we can relate to it and we could talk about it. You don't want to be with a bunch of people like that are holding you down, putting you in situations that you can't relate with, because you know you're not going to want to be that. Like you don't want to be hanging out with a drug dealer if you're trying to be a pro basketball player, because it doesn't line up. Like you're putting yourself down and you're putting yourself into a situation that you don't want to be in because of their goal isn't going to line up with your goal.
Yeah, and even if the people watching, if you haven't been through the same stuff as your friends, like you can also understand where they're at. Like you can get that understanding. Like you can like see what they're talking about when they go through shit, when they're like back then, you know what I mean? So even though you don't go through the same exact stuff as them, you can also understand where they're at and you can improve from that.
Yeah, like for us, we're not all playing the same sport. We relate on the same mentality. We're not, you're a basketball player, soccer player, I'm a football player. It's all different. But and for everyone, it's not always going to line up. There's going to be times where right now we're all in the same place. We're all just starting with this. We're starting with our new routines, our new schedules. We're all feeling great. There's going to be times where we come on to record. I'm feeling amazing. Eric's feeling amazing. Joey's feeling like shit. Or it's reversed or whatever. Like, that doesn't necessarily mean it's not the right people in your circle. You're not always going to be in the same place mentally, but that's why you need each other, because if we're in a good spot, we'd be able to pick Joey up. If I'm in a bad spot, you guys are good. You guys are able to pick me up. It's the same thing. Like, you need people like that you can depend on. And if you currently don't have it, you need to put yourself in a place to be able to meet people like that. Because I didn't even know Eric, but I met him through Joey because I was going in the gym and Joey happened to be going in the gym. We happened to see each other. And then I'm at the courts. He happened to be at the courts. We see each other. Then we become friends through that. Like, you got to be putting yourself around people to have the opportunity to get friends like that. If you don't have it, you either got to be on a team, you got to be talking to people in school. Like, you can't keep to yourself and think it's going to come to you. You got to be out there looking to make connections like that. I easily could have been an asshole, walked right by you when I saw the brace on your knee. We're not doing this right now. I saw the brace on your knee. I'm like, oh, I've had concussions. I've had injuries. Let me go talk to him. That's how I met you. That's how I got close to you. That's how I came to know Eric. Otherwise, I'm not talking to either of you right now. So if you're in that position, like, you need to be putting yourself out there if you're trying to grow your circle and you're trying to get around the right people. It's not just going to come right to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've had this talk before. It's all about God's plan. Like, if I never get hurt, we're not here in this situation. And it's like, it's crazy to me because, like, to all like the viewers and people listening, it's like, you got to really look at things, like, look at the bigger picture. If you get hurt, if someone in your family dies, if someone close to you passes away, like things like that, if you get sick, if someone you know gets sick, that's happening for a reason. And if you look at it like the bigger picture, you could find a positive out of a very negative situation. That's what I did. And I actually found a lot of positives out of me getting injured. If I never get injured, I'm not working as hard as I am right now. I was very, very greedy, and I didn't look at my, like, you know how it is. Like, we've been through it. My situation completely changes if I don't get injured. And that's where I'm saying, like, God's plan comes into effect. And I'm sure all you guys can relate to that. And if you're listening, all the negatives you're going through right now, there will be a positive out of it. You just got to look at it as a positive. You can't keep looking at as a negative situation.
Yeah, no,
exactly.
We've talked about this so many times where it's so important to have positive perspective and not take events at face value, because the same thing in the moment, I was not happy to have concussions. You were not happy to need knee surgery. Like, that's not, no one's happy to have these negative events and obstacles. Is a matter of putting that positive perspective on and just having faith that things are happening the way they're meant to happen. Because if you're able to maintain the faith, like right now, I might need knee surgery, right? And I've learned from my past experiences where the injuries are probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Because even if you did get hurt, right? If I never got hurt, I don't have empathy for you getting hurt. I don't give a shit. I just dap you up. I keep walking to my car. We're not talking. So I needed to get hurt and you need to, like, it both need to happen. So now if I get knee surgery.
And it's crazy. Yeah. It sounds crazy and ridiculous, but like,
I know.
The years go by and you realize, you're like, wow, like, that actually was like the best thing that could have possibly happened to me.
Exactly. And if I get knee surgery in a few weeks, I fully believe like that's how it's supposed to be. It doesn't, like, my mentality, my positivity, my faith, like, none of it drops off just because something like this is happening. I'll adjust. That means there might be a fire call I'm not meant to go on. That might mean that, I'd be on a road at a different time, going to the gym. Like, I just have faith. I have belief that this is how it's meant to be. I have faith that maybe I would get an opportunity too soon and it would mess me up with you guys, or mess me up with, like, it creates an untouchable mentality. When you have faith like that and you have that positive perspective, like, nothing can happen then they're practically invincible.
And I also think, like, if you come with it as with a positive mentality, you're going to come out of it better than you would with a negative mentality, no matter what. So, like, either way, you're going to be benefiting from it, even though it might not be the best situation. You'll get better from it, and you'll definitely know, like, it's the best for you if you take it with a positive mentality. That's what I think.
If you're looking at it with a positive mentality, you're gonna learn. Like that's the biggest thing. Like you live and you
Yeah.
learn. The biggest thing, and obviously, like like I met you, like we got closer. But the biggest thing I took from my knee surgery is probably I learned so much. Like I really like took the time and took a step back and mentally, and like you obviously helped me with that. And I actually observed other people like how they would take the situation. And I learned from that, but also from my own like personal situation. I learned from my injury. Like I learned how to, physical therapy and stretching and all these things I never did before. And I would have never done it if I never got hurt. The mobility work, all that stuff, the little things, and also mentally. Mentally, I didn't push myself. Faith wise, I was losing faith. I was losing like everything. If I never get hurt, I would not be in the mental space I'm in now. And it's it's crazy to me that I'm here because when I was hurt, I was like, it's like literally the devil and the angel, like it's two different people. So it's like now that I'm more on the angel side, I'm happy and I'm good and I'm straight. It's like it's just crazy to me because I look back, I would have never seen it happen.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
No, you could go. You good.
Oh no, I was gonna say like no, you can go because I was gonna switch kind of into the fact that like even though you shouldn't really regret anything because like recently I just dropped out. So and people ask me if like I regret going to the first semester, even going to that college. I think personally, I don't regret anything, especially that first semester, because I've never learned more about like I guess soccer itself and like understanding the game more than I have that first semester. Like that helped me so much. And although I moved on from that school, I think it was the best thing for me to go that first semester and now realize that it's like that college has given me enough. Like there's not much more I can gain from that college. So that's exactly why I dropped out. And I think personally, like you shouldn't regret what you're going through no matter what, because that's where you learn.
Yeah, I say I have no regrets. Like I've done a lot of dumb shit. I've been through a lot of shit. Zero,
Exactly.
zero regrets. None. Like there's no need to, because everything that I went through had a purpose behind it. Because I was able, and I think where some people get tripped up is they think everything is gonna come to them. Like you drop your old friends and then you make no effort to make the new friends and get around the right people. It's not naturally gonna happen just because you dropped off those bad people. And the same thing with if there's a negative circumstance, you're not automatically gonna learn from it. You have to actually do some self-reflection. You need to look back at the situation because otherwise, if you just keep thinking about it as like, yeah, I had knee surgery, yeah, I got hurt, you're not going to learn anything from it. You actually have to look back at the situation to be able to get the lessons from it. Otherwise, you're not going to get anything. And then what I was going to mention before is a lot of the time where I feel I've had the most growth is when I slowed down, where I wasn't being as productive or I couldn't quantify my success the same way. Like right now, I wasn't last 2 weeks or so, insane amount of growth mentally, like everything. I'm in such a better place, but I haven't been posting as much. Where the 6 weeks before that, I was growing like 1,000 followers a day, but mentally I was dropping off. So I couldn't quantify the success the same way, but I know that that was what's right for me. So that's why I built it into my schedule now. It's in my routine where this morning I went for a walk for about an hour. I'm giving myself time every day to self-reflect. That way I can be consistent. I can record like this. I'm going to be making posts later, but then I'm not stopping myself from making the growth. And I'm still giving myself time to have self-reflection and to be learning on the go almost.
Yeah, you have to take steps back in order to move forward. Like I truly believe in that. Like just like Eric said, like people ask me the same thing. Do you regret like leaving Middlesex and leaving college? Not at all. Like it was the best decision I've ever made. And I grew a friend out of it, a very good friend. I grew a lot of things from it. Like I got a lot out of it. Learned a lot for sure. Not school wise, but but like seriously, like exactly what you're saying. Like in order to move forward, you got to go backwards. Like if you're never getting, and it's not even like sometimes you have to be the one who takes a step back. Like even though things won't make you move backwards, you have to move backwards yourself in order to move forward. It's like you have to tell yourself, like, all right, I'm like moving way too fast. I have to relax. Like for me, the biggest situation when I was in high school and I was a freshman, I was thinking so much about college this, college that. Sophomore year, junior year, I had to take steps back and just live in the moment. And I don't regret that because I've learned it now and I know that now. But looking back, what I would have done is I would have definitely done it earlier because I didn't enjoy the moment. And that's what we were talking about this week, about enjoying everything, being in the moment. Like we weren't having fun doing what we were doing. We were treating it as a job. We were saying, we got to go pro, we got to do this. Like, no, like the goal ultimately is to just enjoy life and be happy and do what we're doing at a fun rate. Like we want to have fun with it. So
Yes.
that for me, that's like I just started, instead of training so like fundamentally, I just started getting like having fun with it, like doing different things, trying new moves, like remembering why I started playing. Like the big thing we always talk about and like we say all the time is the why. Like why do we really want to do this? And ultimately for me, it was just about having fun. And I'm pretty sure that's the same reason for all of you guys. Like we just want to have fun with what we do, and we want to make some money off of it. It's a good goal to have, and I'm happy we're here now.
You got anything? Or?
Yeah. Not yet. No, you got it.
Yeah. So this morning I started going on the walk, and the very first thought I had, like maybe 30 seconds in, it's like, can I really afford to be on this walk for an hour? Because I have so much stuff I want to do. And I was like, you know what? I literally can't afford not to. I can't afford not to have these moments where I slow down, and referencing the conversation we had like a week or two ago, where you stop, you fuel up so you don't break down. Like I can't afford not to, because I can't keep having these like 1 or 2 month stretches of grinding, making a ton of progress, and then I'm down for like 2 to 4 weeks. I can't keep having that. So if I'm grinding every day and I give myself time to rest in the beginning of the day, have mentally be able to self-reflect, set myself up at the end of the day, have time to relax, wind down, spend time with you guys, spend time with my girls, spend time with family. Like by giving myself that time, I can't afford to keep stopping like for 2 weeks because I burnt myself out. So I think that's something that's really tough though for people like us that have this mentality, that are grinding, that are looking to go pro or playing college sports or even high school. If you're grinding 7 hours, 10 hours a day, you got to make sure there's balance. You got to make sure that mentally you're in the right place and physically you take care of your body. Because when there's times where I don't, because I think I don't have time for that, and then I end up wasting more time needing to recover from that period than if I would have just taken care of myself, give myself the 1 to 3 hours of that rest, relaxation, and walk in the first place. You guys feel that?
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's definitely like easier said than done, like 100%, because it's hard to gain the mentality of like not putting too much pressure on yourself and like that's all you've been doing your whole life.
Yeah.
But once you really like start to understand or at least get it a little bit, it makes things a lot easier to like wake up in the morning, go and work out, like enjoy the process. And I think that's the biggest thing for me. Like that was my main, like probably my main problem, like not enjoying what I'm doing. And that's why I was slowing down so much. And that's why, like you said, like the car was breaking down because all I would do is go forward, 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 and I wouldn't stop for any gas. And now that I'm realizing to like take it slow and not put so much pressure, because that only makes me more frustrated. Now I'm starting to enjoy things a lot more, especially soccer again. Soccer, it feels like it's more natural. It's not like, because before it was feeling like, okay, it's feeling like a job, but I'm not putting pressure in my head. So it's like, okay, I'm enjoying these training sessions. I'm having fun. I'm putting a schedule up. And it's not like, oh, I need to do it at this time. I need to train this exact thing. No, I can like enjoy what I'm doing now. And I think getting that understanding has been like one of the best things this past year to happen to me.
You got
Yeah.
something, Jimmy?
I mean, I think another thing with pressure, and this is obviously hard to say because you got to find it within yourself, but it's also confidence. Like, you got to be confident within yourself and what you're doing. Like, a big issue all throughout high school, like, that held me back was confidence. Like, I wouldn't put a shot up. I wouldn't, like, I just was too scared to, like, come out of my shell. And once you get to college, and this is what I'm saying by I learned a lot, you don't have a choice. Like, you have to be a dog. If you're not going to get any opportunities. And that's with life, if you have no confidence and you have no like faith in your abilities and what you could do, and this is whatever you could do, you will never find success. Like true success. Like the richest people on the planet, they feel like they're the shit. Like they're aware that they are who they are. And they're, like being confident, and we always say this, there's a difference between being cocky and being confident. Being cocky deep down inside, you are not, like you aren't what you are. Confidence is when you truly believe and you have faith in what you can do, and you have passion and you love it and you love what you're doing, and you express yourself in what you're doing. Like you would truly enjoy the process of doing what you're doing. And I feel like if you have confidence, it's not the answer to everything, obviously, but it's the answer to, like, with the whole like waiting and the waiting game. Like if you have confidence and you have faith that it could happen, the process is just going to be just as fun, because you're going to go to training sessions with the same mentality. You're going to be happy. You're going to enjoy every second of it. And that's what I've started to do. And I obviously no regret, but I wish when I was younger, like someone told me that, because when I was younger, like everyone was just like, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do that. And just put a ton of pressure on me when all I needed was like just some confidence. And I probably could have accomplished way more. But now I know that, and now I'm okay with the process and everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I also like, no, you got it.
So something you said real quick, like there are so many times where if things are going well, I'll go into a therapy session. I'll be like, yo, look, my life is dope. Like I'm killing shit. Like I'm doing this, I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Like my life is fucking like, yeah, I'm on top of my shit. And I hype myself up. And then afterwards I'll be like, but like, I don't want to sound cocky. Like, I don't want to sound like so full of myself. And he said, like, there was one time, like he blew my mind. I don't even think I spoke for like 5 minutes. He goes, confidence is accurate self-appraisal. If you're actually doing all the things you're saying you're doing, it's only called being confident. It's only when you're going past that and you're saying you're doing all these things that you're not actually doing, or you're just talking, you're not actually walking, like then you're being cocky. And bro, change it. Like I talk my shit now, but only if I'm backing it up. But like that totally changed it for me. That changed my perspective completely.
Yeah, it's a fact. I
Definitely.
mean, you see a lot of people lose success because of it too. A lot of professional athletes, a lot of people, like they're doing so good, and all of a sudden you see this drop off. You know who it is. Like you can name a ton of examples. I'm not gonna name names, but like you see the drop offs. You see the people fall off and people our age, and Eric, we've talked about this. You see people just completely die out. Like they're getting so good, and then it gets to a point they almost give up. Like they know deep down that's not their thing. That's not what they want.
I think it's because, like, exactly what we're saying, because they're putting so much pressure on themselves and they don't realize it, that it gets to the point where they just can't, like, they can't handle it anymore. Like their mentality and their mental strength is just slowly like breaking apart, because it's like every day they're just putting pressure on themselves, and they're probably at the top level for such a long time that they have to understand like their standard is so much higher than other people. So they got to stay there no matter what. And that right there probably fucks with them even more, because that's hard to like that's hard to keep up with. And I think learning it now is definitely like a lot better than learning it later on, because now we can handle it and now we can improve from it, because we're not going to have that problem when we're in the top level later on.
Yeah, and you can't lie to yourself about it. Like
Exactly.
like we've talked about this. You know when something's not right, and you know make the decision to stop
And
doing
you're only
something.
cheating yourself at some points. Like, let's be honest. Like you can
That's-
lie all you want, but it's up to you at the end of the
No.
day. Like it's your life. It's not our life. Like you don't gotta impress us. Like it's your life.
And that's the biggest thing I realized. Like it's all about self-appreciation. Like my life is truly about me. Like you guys are a part of it, but my life is my life, and your life is your life. And in reality, like at the end of the day, all we got in the end is like you. Like it's all about you. So you got to do what you truly want to do, and you can't focus on what other people think of you. Like it doesn't matter what you guys think of me in reality. Even though I obviously want you guys to think of me as a good person and someone kind-hearted, because it matters to me, in reality it doesn't mean anything. The person that is looking at you, looking up to you, it's great and it's cool and all, but if you don't believe in yourself, it doesn't mean anything. All the praise and all the happiness and all that success that you got going on, all the people cheering at you and all of like, that's why I'm so happy right now, because nobody is cheering for us. Like we don't have we don't have that praise. And that's what's pushing me so hard. It's like, okay, like I got myself, that's all I need. Like you guys will see, like I'm gonna prove to everyone that says, like the people that say we can't do it, or the people that just aren't, they don't even care to look at us. Like the goal is to ultimately just like, I want to prove to myself that I can make people turn heads. Like I'm gonna make you guys turn heads. Like that's a big thing for me. And it's not about the other people, but like you'll see the people that were dissing you, they're gonna turn heads and they're gonna be like, oh, like look at this guy now. Like he's like they're gonna immediately switch up. And
Yeah.
that's when I feel like, and we've talked about this, that's when you know you've made it. Like
Yeah.
when people that used to hate on you just automatically switch, and I've already had a few people do it, that's when you know you made it.
And I don't know, personally, I think in reality, no one really cares. Like, no one really cares about you. And like, it's not like, I'm not trying to like be harsh, but no one truly cares. Like, no one's going to care about that injury you had like a week ago before your biggest game. Like, no one, the coach doesn't care about that, the finger you messed up before like a couple hours. Like, no one really cares. It's all about you at the end of the day. You got to focus on yourself. Exactly.
Everything that
Yeah.
comes, like, we talk about Michael Jordan, LeBron, and all of that. Like, all that matters is what they did. Nobody really cares to talk about what they had to do what they did. And it's the people that actually enjoy the grind will talk about it and they'll admire it. But the people that just watch basketball,
they learn from it.
Yeah, they look at it and they're just like, wow, like he did that. And that's all that matters. They don't think about all the negativity he had to go through, all the negative things he's done to people. Like you watch Michael Jordan's like the show, The Last Dance, he was an asshole to people and he came off as a horrible teammate. And he probably was. But all that people care about is what he did. It doesn't change that he's the GOAT. Like that's the
Well, yeah, but there's one thing I want to touch on with that before we wrap up. You were saying that, and I know what you meant. I already know what you meant, but I want to clarify with it. You were saying that it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. Like it doesn't matter even what Eric and I think to a point. It matters the people who really know you. Like we know literally, like we text each other what we're gonna do in a day. So when you don't follow through with that, and then we have a judgment on you based on that, we know enough of the story to be able to have some level of judgment against you. The people, like if you guys said I'm being a dick, I need to step back. I need to hear why you think that. Because you guys know me well enough. You guys know what I do on a day-to-day. You know enough of my circumstance where you guys get the respect to tell me why you think that. Because you might be right. There's a time where you guys might be right about something like that. But for someone who doesn't even know me, someone that has no idea what I'm doing on a day-to-day, I had someone leave a comment on a recent video that said, "You're not actually a firefighter." I was like, bro, oh, okay. Like that can't hurt me. That can't hurt me because that person literally does not know me. I had a call today. Like it's not possible. You guys know that though. So for the people that really like know you, we know each other's mentality. We know each other's day to day. We know each other's circumstance. So I think your guys' opinion does matter. Mine matters over everybody's for myself. But you guys, the people closest to me, 5-10 people that know me, like really know me, those people, I do value their opinion. But for everybody else that like only kind of knows, those people, their opinions.
I also view it as like you guys are like, I view it as the people closest to you are like a part of me. That's what I was saying before. Like you guys aren't me, but you're a part of what I'm gonna become. Right. And that's why I view like you guys are a part of me. So obviously, like I know you guys aren't in me, but you guys are a part of you.
Really bad. No, but I get exactly what you mean.
I mean, at least not right now. I'm not. Shit.
Oh my god.
Shit.
No, but no, Joey, I get exactly what you mean though. Seriously, I think
yeah.
Like we're gonna wrap up with final thoughts.
I can't even go like.
All right, let's all get our final thoughts because
Joe, you want to finish what you're saying?
What I'm saying was you guys to me are so close to me that shit.
And I also think
I get what you were saying.
We look at we also look at like we also have a different perspective of you. Like you know yourself, but we
Right.
also see you at a different perspective. So I think it will always help. Like if we know you're doing something wrong, like and two people are telling me, like two of the most important friends are telling me like I'm doing something wrong. I know for a fact that I have to step back and like take in what you guys are saying and reflect
Right.
because I'm obviously doing something wrong. Like you guys are smart people, especially I'm not gonna just let anyone in my life. So having you guys tell me that I'm doing something wrong is definitely important.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't mean it by like, but I genuinely like what I was saying. It's like you guys actually have a huge impact on my life, so that's different. Like obviously,
Right.
you guys aren't just people to me. You guys are like family, loved ones, like my brothers. Like with people that like regular people, I'm saying that doesn't matter. He's
Yeah,
still
no,
there.
I knew what you meant. That's what I was saying. I already knew what you meant before you said it. I just wanted to clarify off what you were saying, where like
Nah, yeah,
the people
I get.
close to you, they do like their opinion does matter. And you were saying it more so like thinking past that, like, yeah, of course, like these guys, like that's different. They're different. The people who like you can think of them as like, yeah, these are the rules, like no one else's opinion matters. But then there's people like, yeah, but that's different. Like those people, like those are my people. Like that's completely different. The people that really know you, their opinion matters. Your opinion of you is still above them because you like your thoughts are a part of you. Like not everyone knows every thought. Like Eric was saying, we know each other really well. We don't know every single thing about each other. We don't know every thought the person has. We don't know every experience, like every perspective. So it is to an extent, your opinion is still above everybody else's when it comes to evaluating yourself. But it is also important to listen to some of the people closest to you, people that are like real far outside that don't know, people that say stuff like you're not a firefighter, like that stuff's like their opinion means nothing. There you
Yeah,
put zero stock into those opinions.
it's also like not an opinion though. That's just wrong.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't understand. I was
It's
like,
not even
that
like
follows me
it's
too.
just false. Like, it's
Yeah, like
completely false.
he was like, yeah, bro, you're not a firefighter. I was like, okay, you know what? You're right.
Oh,
Like this is all fake. Like people are weird, man. But all right, you guys got final thoughts? You guys good?
Nah,
no, not really. I think
I can't believe I said that, man.
I think it's no, I think it's like a definitely good start to the week. Or the next couple of months. We can't slow down now. And I'm excited, bro.
Oh
Excited for
God.
all of us.
I think we're all going at the right pace. And honestly, I think, because by now the average view duration, there's very low chance anyone's watching, but if they are, like, they're fucking dope.
Yeah.
But like I think it was good that there's gonna be moments like that where you say some sideways sus shit and then we're laughing because it takes
Dude,
pressure out of it. It takes like the whole like it's a podcast out. It just makes it a conversation between us because that's what people want to hear. People aren't trying to hear like you speak in quotes the entire, we'll do that once and then we just let it rock because it
Exactly.
makes a person feel like they're sitting in on a conversation with us. It doesn't make it feel like, you know, these people are talking at me. I'm at like a lecture. It's like, nah, you're chilling
And it's also like,
it's a different
yeah,
vibe.
and we're also not like goofing around the whole time. Like if we're
Right.
laughing, we click in at a certain time. Like if we know we're going too far, like we can click back in if we need to.
Yeah.
So
No, we're good
no,
with that.
I liked it. The Zoom is better, but I have to get used to it. Like I do like how we could like be seen and stuff, but I have to
I
get.
like this. I like this a lot more.
No,
I know.
yeah, this is good. I like this one.